Hey everyone, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but Jacob Barber is back in the news again. He was on NewsNation with Ross Coulthart, and he's making even bigger and more bold claims about their ability to summon UFOs. And they even had an entire classification system that they came out with saying that there are 9 different types of UAP or UFOs. And not only that, that they have captured evidence of all 9 of those.
You talk about the hitchhiker effect, and I shared that most of my experience has been positive, but I haven't shared that stuff has followed me home.
There is a connection between the paranormal, UFOs, and the myths of ancient history. The clues are scattered across the landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection between the true nature of our reality, consciousness, and the unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown. Jacob Barber, if you've been following this story, he was the one who was associated with the egg, this egg-shaped UFO that was underneath the tether of this helicopter, and that he has inside information about all of that as a private contractor working for companies like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman. And they were tasked as a group of special operators or command control for the United States Air Force. These are guys that are basically Delta Force operators and Green Beret Special Forces guys. And they are tasked to basically go out and capture these UFOs out in the field as they happen. So this is it. This is like what everybody's been waiting for. This whole conversation about what is the UFO crash program? What is the UFO crash recovery program? This is the conversation that's been going on since Roswell in Roswell, New Mexico. And now we've got insiders from the program allegedly coming out and claiming that not only were they a part of that program, but that it was successful. So successful that they have captured UFOs. They've captured 9 different types. And Jacob Barber is confident enough about this that he's making bold enough claims that his group Skywatcher is going to get that proof and bring it to the world. He claims that this is done through a type of meditation or psionics, where they can do like a meditation or remote viewing where they can summon the UFOs. And then the psionic asset actually takes control of the craft, brings it down to the ground and lands it, and then they can capture these UFOs. But in the most recent interview with Ross Coulthart, he goes on to describe this piece of technology that he nicknamed the dog whistle. This dog whistle allegedly uses some kind of frequency like a transmitter, and he says that it works 100% of the time for attracting a type of UAP called the jellyfish. This jellyfish UAP, he says, will show up every single time they deploy this dog whistle technology. It's like a bird whistle, or like, who knows, like chumming for sharks in the ocean. Every time they use this dog whistle, he is bold enough to make the claim that they can make it happen 100% of the time. And he's saying that so boldly that he's going to provide the evidence soon in new and upcoming videos on their YouTube channel, Skywatcher. They also talk about these other classifications. Now, in the most recent interview with Ross Coulthart, he didn't actually come out and say what the 9 types of UFOs or UAP are, but I know from watching these other interviews that he's mentioned the egg UFO we know he's associated with, and that he's captured one of those before. We know there's the 8-gon or the octagon style one. We know there's these metallic spheres or orbs that are like basically a little bit bigger than a basketball or a volleyball, and they're just made of metal and they fly around. The jellyfish one is another type, and then there's certain anomalous ones that appear to be like they're living entities or shape-shifting of different types. Also, we have the classic Tic Tac UFO. That has been one that is also on the list that Jacob Barber has talked about as being a legitimate thing. So we're going to have to wait and see if all of this is real. But this is where I've got to be honest, because I have actually worked in the past with one of Jacob Barber's psionic assets before. I've used this type of meditation before where we actually attempted to summon UFOs in the sky and we had success. And we did capture something on night vision. Now, it's really easy to debunk anything that you see up in the sky because it could be a satellite. There's tons of junk and space debris, and you've got the International Space Station flying around up there, and now Starlink, and that gets confused all the time. So you have to know what you're doing. But Jacob Barber's team, Skywatcher, is deploying advanced technology, advanced radar systems, and detection systems, and thermal imagers, night vision, and like phased array type systems that can capture the actual evidence, like gamma waves, infrasound, all kinds of stuff. And some of his team members secretly have even contacted me about possibly collaborating with our modular unidentified phenomena alert system program and being able to use and deploy some of those systems, because this phenomena is not just up in the sky. Allegedly, there is attributes to this where it follows you home, which sounds a lot like the hitchhiker phenomena from Skinwalker Ranch.
Walk outside, look at the sky, open your heart, and ask for the good energy of the universe to show something to you. And it's that simple. Like, stuff can happen in our experience just by doing that. You talk about the hitchhiker effect, and I shared that most of my experience has been positive, but I haven't shared that stuff has followed me home and that my family sees it. We have stuff show up over our house. We have a UAP we call the Angel that shows up, and it looks like it has aura wings. It's blue, and it comes in, materializes, hangs out over the house. It's seen by neighbors. It's seen by everybody. And then it's gone. It shoots into outer space.
The classic, the wings, that describes a seraphim, you know, like an ancient kind of Hebraic angel. And so,
I mean, it makes sense.
But who knows? We'll see on this whole YouTube channel and on my YouTube series. You guys have seen how I've been going out into the field and experimenting with all of this. And everywhere that we go, if we go to the Grand Canyon, if we go back up around Skinwalker Ranch, or even right here in my backyard out in Warner Valley, we have been attempting to do these psionic meditation methods to summon a UFO. And what's actually happening here with Jacob Barber making these bold claims is he's essentially turning it into a sort of a race, an independent race, to where now the cat is out of the bag, and he's starting to reveal these methods of how they capture the evidence of these UFOs. If they can do it with this whole technology called the dog whistle and also these types of meditation techniques, then apparently anybody who is savvy could figure it out, could find the right frequencies or tones, come up with their own system, and do the meditation and make contact first. It's entirely possible that someone like me on a solo field expedition could make contact and film a UFO even before Jacob Barber's team. But I think that that's what Jake is not afraid of. I think that they have the right equipment, the right mindset. And so far, to me, the whole program and everything that they're talking about is really validating, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And honestly, I would love to go out and work with them on some of these projects. But it's making big and bold claims. And at this point, Jacob Barber and the Skywatcher team is going to have to actually catch one of these on camera so clear that it's going to have to come down and land on the ground. They're going to have to be able to go up and make contact with this thing and get full proof and high definition. Let me know what you guys think. Is all of this real, or is it a psyop? Because honestly, if they're telling the truth, this is the most mind-blowing discovery ever. It's telling us that we're not alone, and that contact with UFOs, other dimensional entities, non-human intelligence has been going on for quite some time at a very high level. And if that's all true, that says a lot about our reality, our universe, and us, especially if telepathy is real. This affects every single one of us, how we see our ancient history, and the way that we're going to be going in the future. But if all of this is a lie and none of it's real, then we're in the middle of one of the biggest ruses and a psyop that we've ever had, and we're going to have to wait to see. And it's going to all come down to whether or not Jacob Barber and his team, or someone independent like me, can go out there boots on the ground and make it happen and actually get the proof. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one.